Hello and welcome. This is Claudia or Claudia with Olivos Art Studio, and we are here for our Sunday pick a card and chat. Pick a chat, that's not bad. What do you want to talk about? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can. Let's see. Anybody comes on, let me know by saying something. Let's see if my live chat will come on. I have some herbs here for today with Mother Goddess. Hey Ruthie, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I'm going to do a little drumming. Breathe a little bit. I had some difficult moments coming in. So I just want to say really quick, I'm going to drum a little bit and I will shuffle through the cards and show the 3 piles, and then everything else. If you, Ruthie, if you could please again do the numbers. Oh, I just saw some names come up. Hello, love you so much, Karen. Hey, Esther. Hello, ladies. So nice to have you here. Let me see if this looks better without that light. It does. And maybe I will scoot this over. Whoa. Oh, that's so much better. That is much better light, I believe. Going to post the URL. Thank you, Ruthie. So I am sending blessings. Breathe all the sage to cleanse inside and outside. You know, sage has been used for many ages to actually clear the air, even they say of viruses and germs. And we know that it has so much power spiritually. As the collective, we have used it as such. So take in this blessing, this cleansing time. I have some herbs here. Oops, and Sacred Mother Goddess with specifically with our new goddess, our snake goddess, medicine woman. Hey Ruthie, thank you. So let me play a little bit and then I will shuffle. Take a time to breathe and connect. And I invite you to meet me somewhere out there where we're all together, holding hands, welcoming this divine feminine sacred mother energy to be with us. It's within us already, it's all around us, it's above, below. And we thank the sacred feminine goddess energy for the messages and the guidance that we get through the cards. And I send blessings to everybody that happens upon this video, everybody that's here. And we gather together in sisterhood, brotherhood. In gratitude, attracting joy, no matter wherever you're at, to the best of your ability, right now at this moment. Amen and aho. All right. Whoa. So we're working still with the energy of shedding, of the snake, right? Of Goddess Anguita, this beautiful Italian goddess, a healer. In particular, she used herbs and flowers, and she was a witch, magic. So we've got healer. We have spirit again, with messages, bringing forth messages from the other side. And today we have Aphrodite's swan. Oops. I think, oh, there we go. And so I'm going to go ahead and share to your Facebook page. Thanks so much, Esther. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll do the 3 piles. I will put 3 objects. Breathe in, you choose, then we will pick one. We will chat a little bit. And again, for those of us that are, those of you who are coming just for the pick a card, you can look at the time stamps on the description. Thanks to Ruthie. Thank you, Ruthie. And we welcome our goddess of the year, Oshun. It happens to bring so much joy, good energy, so needed at this time. Look at that sunflower belly bringing in all that energy that we need at this time. Interesting, because then the other one was, Bastet, which is protection. All right. Let's see. I have some news to share with you, but I will wait until I do these 3 piles. All right. So thank you, Goddess, Sacred Feminine Energy, for your messages today. 1, 2, and 3. So this will be spirit, snake, and swan, or I should say Aphrodite energy, Anguita healing. So we've got love, healing, and spirit messages. Whatever that might mean to you, might mean messages from your angels, might be messages from you in parallel lives, just anything that you feel with that. Okay, let me see. 2, feeling this one for spirit, and then 2, another shuffle. So thank you to our ancestors, our abuelitas, shamans, medicine women. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so there we go. You're going to choose swan, snake, or spirit. There's Basita crying because she just wants to be sitting outside all the time. No, it's not yet cold, but these are thank you, Esther. These are the gloves you gave me. But hold on. Look at these. Send them your energy. Put, what questions you want to these. I'll come back and talk. Let me put Basita right outside. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, she just cries and cries and wants to sit out on the windowsill, but we are here in Santiago. We are on a full, total city lockdown. And that means that between my window to the fence, which there's only about 5 feet, people are walking there because they don't need a permit to walk their dog. And so everybody's walking by, and many people without masks on. And I don't know, I don't think that we know enough about this virus for me to feel comfortable being that close. The other day, I was only within 1 foot of a guy that, very nice hippie dude. They don't even have a phone. They don't watch TV. He has, he really, I don't know what he knows about the situation, except I guess what he hears from friends and everything. I mean, we are in a large metropolis. Yeah, him and his girlfriend were living in Belgium for a while, and they just got back right before the quarantine. Anyway, he's got this sweet pit bull that came up to the window and started sniffing at Pasita. And Pasita, you should have seen her. She just looks like a, me- a mechanical toy gone nuts, or a little, I mean, she was like this. And she fell out the window. And so then the guy, I mean, it's very low. The window is, ground level. It's like a window. It's like a flower bed made of concrete, and I have a little place for her to sit. But so she fell. I don't know what is that? Maybe 2 feet, and he caught her. I mean, right to dirt. It was in a plant, so it's not that she was going to hurt herself. But he handed her to me in my arms. I was not wearing my mask because I was inside the apartment, and he was not wearing his mask because he's a hippie. And we talked for like 20 minutes like that. And then I thought, what am I doing? I've been so careful, and here I am. And anyhow, who knows? I am one of those who's being extra careful. I know many people aren't. And I am very aware it's become a political issue in the U.S. Pick the first one. What did other people pick? So just a reminder, what we will do is I will do always for these that I plan to keep doing them for a while. I think eventually it'll probably change in the date, simply because here in Chile Sunday tends to be family time, and I hope we'll get back to normal and have family time with family. But the order of things I think will be the same, which will be an intro, then showing them, and then we chat for however long you want. And I've been inspired by other YouTube channels. There's one that I've been following for a while where she does felting, and so she will just come on and felt, often not even showing what she's doing, just showing her face. And she will talk about, different topics. And a lot of them, they're not even topics that I'm quite interested in. Like felting is not my thing. But it feels sort of like a friend. She does talk a lot about selling on Etsy. So I do sell on Etsy, and that's how I started following her. She's very knowledgeable about that, but I think I just go and I check in just because she's sort of like, a friend. And I think this is like a really opportune time to be hooking up with people. I think I've mentioned before that I used to be on Periscope. This is, I believe, how I met Della, and I used to do live shows on Periscope. So it's always kind of been my thing, more to do live things, not to do things that are all bells and whistle videos. And it's been to do live and to connect with people. And so that's why I want to make them in this order. So there'll be the connection, and then when I get the cards, I won't be talking, I won't be in chat mode. I'll just be for whoever's coming just to see only that. And then we'll chat again, and then I'll do this one, chat, this one, and then we'll do our au revoirs. So, pretty relaxed, I guess. You choose spirit, snake. Ooh, nice. Everybody picked one. I'm not going to pick one again because I do think I do better with that. And Esther, it is I believe today was 81. And then at night it's getting down to like 40s. What was explained to me the other day, because I was thinking, well, I guess a couple of things is I think I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to look at you, because even though I'm looking at myself, it feels as though I'm looking at, oh no, because I've got to take everything away. But I have some news. Um, I have some, it's a great opportunity to meet new people. Thanks for doing this on, oh, you're welcome, Esther. Yeah, I met so many people when I did Periscope. Actually, one time, a guy stopped me on the street here in Santiago, Chile, because he'd seen me on Periscope. And I mean, all my Periscopes were in English, and they were, I started them in the US target, and this guy stopped me here on the street. And I met lots of people. I mean, I've thought about going back, but I really need to have, not spread too thin. So YouTube, which is a channel, as you could see if you look back, I started the channel way back when YouTube started. It just, has changed. And at first I was not okay with it changing, because I was like, artist, it was all about the art, and now that now it has a spiritual thing, but it's still about the art. It's just that the art being used in a different way, which I feel very blessed about. And it will, and one thing, one of the big news I want to share with you, but I'm laughing because Pasita now wants to come in, I think. But one exciting thing to share with you is now I know when the release of the Blue Angel deck is. And they sent me some images. I asked them, when can I share with you all? And they have not told me yet when I can share with you about, when, I don't know what to do when I talk to you, because I'm just going to show you pretty things. I'm so glad I brought this wand with me, by the way. And Donna Swindles, if you ever see these, I do have the other wand put away for you. But this is the wand, remember, where it said he put the crystal upside down, so I couldn't sell it. And I brought it with me, and I was not quite connecting to it, and now my connection to it is just crazy strong. Crazy strong. And what was I talking about? Oh, so I've been told that Blue Angel is going to release the deck around September. Now they are in Australia, so it would be a little bit later for the US. And I've asked him how much I can share with you about this. And they haven't responded yet. So what can I tell you? What can I tell you? And I just realized, I guess this is being very real, right? Look, I'm covered in paint. And I love these gloves, Esther, because they help my hand so much. Pasita got hold of them. But if you see, I don't know if you can, I'll show you to see if you can see my hand. And this is my art sweatshirt and my art gloves. Let's see if you can see the problem with my hand. Can you see this part of my right hand? How it's a lot chunkier? And now it's not even inflamed. It's just, this is like how it usually is all the time. I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, these gloves really help with that. And I like having my hands warm. I also was having a lot of problems with, I don't know if it would be like a semi-arthritic thing or what it might have been, but I was having pain, and And I think that these help. So thank you. As you can see, I use them quite a lot. That was Pasita just could not figure out why I wore gloves. She has a hard time with my painting. She wants to bite my brush, and when I do the yoga, she thinks I'm playing with her. But and you pair. Oh yes, it helps so much, so much. Um, I need to figure out the male thing. I really need to figure that out, because if I end up having to stay longer, what my plan would be, I've already seen that they sell, all the clays, canvas, but they don't sell the paints that I use for these and for, my clay goddesses that I make once a year. So that's the one thing that I want to maybe have Sergio mail me. So he's gonna look at that, because on a regular time, it can take up to 3 months for mail to get here. So, but is there a possibility that I might have to be here longer? Yes. So, I mean, those are news that I haven't really shared. I haven't even really shared that I'm not going back in June, but I guess, I mean, largely. Um, More than anything, I'm concerned about being back there to help Sergio for the holidays. That would be crazy for him to be there alone for the holidays. Thankfully, it's something we have to worry about. So I am grateful for that. Gratitude that we are busy for that. And I said, worst case scenario, I have to make all the Sculpey here. Then I'll travel to a sacred place and, maybe work on them there, or at least, do some ceremony with them, and then take them to the US, and people would buy them. And then, you could gift them as gift certificate until, with a photo until I get back there. Or maybe I could get somebody to take things, because I guess it'll be safer to ship things before it will be safe to actually get inside of a plane and travel for as many hours as I would have to travel. Besides the fact that we are not allowed to take dogs yet on many airlines, and besides the fact that the airport here in Chile is closed, because most things here are closed and quarantine is pretty big. All right. Okay, let's focus and turn over the first one. So we could take note of what time it is, and we will take one. And if you chose Aphrodite, we have, oh, I forgot to mention, stick to, you don't have to, of course, whatever it is that you need an answer to, but I do feel that we are all still going through this, Goddess Anguita, and Snake Goddess shedding of things that need to be let go on a global scale. So here we go, openness and renewal, and this is exactly what it's about. It's about openness and renewal, what we're going through. And here you go with Psyche, third eye knowledge, and intuition. For sure, all of us are getting like a pretty, massive high attunement, because we're all intuitive. We all have a third eye, pineal gland. Corazonadas, heart guidance as well. The heart gets overlooked, but the heart carries cellular memory as well. And so that's why you can feel certain things in your heart, because there is intuition that is locked into the heart. And I've done studies, well, I've read studies done by cardiologists, and there's a beautiful book called The Heart Code that talks about that. So, and there's a lot of listening to our hearts and listening to yourself that's going on right now that you have to do to expand and to open and be able to access that knowledge that's already yours. And here we have justice and healing with Sulis Minerva. So it is, again, with the energy of Aphrodite and love, we have openness and renewal. It's a time for openness and renewal, focused with love. I see a lot of self-love here as well. Water, think about what does water mean to you. It's very refreshing, very cleansing. And more water here for justice and healing. So beautiful. Let's see what chakra to work with on this. And we have the root chakra. So I should have pulled this out before. Where is it? All right, let's see what jumps out at me right now today where the root chakra is sense of belonging and being wanted. For that one, for today. So there you go. I hope that, and remember, always write down everything that comes to mind. You could write down, what does a swan mean to you? A swan, for me, has a lot to do with transformation because of the story of the ugly duckling, which I remember resonating with that story since I was a little girl, so that has issues about, so many. So think about what it means to you, which is more important even than what they mean to me. And I guess we'll look one more time. Butterfly Maiden, Psyche, Sulis Minerva. You could always also look at their meaning in the book, if you have the book, and online. All right. Thank you. And I hope that was good for you. I hope that served you. That spoke to you. Oh, so good. Oh, I'm so glad, Esther. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you. Thank you. So, so before I go to the next, does anybody have any comments? So let me, as I wait to see if you have any comments, because I know it takes a while to get everything on there. I will tell you that that the new deck looks different than this deck. And I'm sending blessings to that deck that is being worked on right now. I just saw the proofs. There's one thing that I asked about that I'm waiting to hear, but of course I signed over the rights for them to do this deck however they want. So I really don't have any say. It was nice of them to say, do you want the back of the card to look like this or to look like that? And I said, well, to look like that, but could it also blah, blah, blah? So blessings, and may everything go well with that printing. I'm glad actually that they said September, because when I contacted them, because they had told me that it would be the spring, I think. And anyway, when I contacted them like in March, I think, they said it would be released in May and they'd let me know. And then I never heard. And then anyway, I thought that's so close, even March to May. So now they're saying September, October, if there are no delays. And so that makes me much happier. And they've sent me these images that they said that I could use. I had a question about, also they used sacred woman instead of sacred feminine on their ad. Have any of you heard that term? Because I hear sacred feminine and and divine feminine, but not, or was it divine woman? It was divine woman. But they're out of Australia, so I thought maybe that's a linguistic thing. I don't know. I don't know. Holy smokes, I love that. I'm so happy yesterday. Will the new deck have new goddesses or same one? They're the same ones. They're the same ones. So it's all this. The only thing that could potentially be different is Mary Magdalene. They have a right to use either one of the Mary Magdalenes. The Mary Magdalene that's here in this deck, or the other Mary Magdalene. They both carry different energies, both those Mary Magdalenes. So I'm curious to see which one they picked. I haven't asked, and I don't want to ask. And all this time, I had not even asked to see any of it. I was just like, when is it coming out? And so that's what they said. And actually, she said that just this week she had received the drafts. So and they're in Australia where they had all the fires. I don't know where they have things printed. Again, this is Blue Angel Publishing. It's a huge publishing house. It's the largest tarot and oracle card publishing house. Sacred feminine is the only term. Yes, sacred feminine or divine feminine, but I've not. So I asked him about that. Now that's only on the ad, so it's not even really important because, just like their little flyer. But I just mentioned it in case, because it helps with search engines too. And anyhow, it's kind of neat. Well, it's not kind of. It is neat that it's a totally different design and look. And it's interesting because this was all designed by myself, and all the putting together of it was done by Sergio, which is why one of the cards, the one that says Sacred Fem, that's the same as this, is done wrong, because he did it, and I didn't, and there's other mistakes here which are kind of like endearing now, like that, and that's because he did all that, and I chose all the colors, and so I haven't seen what the book will look like. I read what they wrote on the back of the box, and I think that's interesting too, what they chose to write on the back of the box. Let me see what I wrote here. Sacred Mothers. Oh, so what they kind of did the same thing, but they have just goddesses here. But they mention that I used to be a psychologist and an art professor. So I guess, they always need to show that you're not just anybody, creating cards. Not that either one of those, gives me any more clout for creating oracle cards. But, it's just interesting the way things are done, and they know what to do. They're a wonderful business. They've been in business for a long time, and they know what the public is looking for. So I'm just so grateful that they chose to work with me, I'm saying these things, by the way, not as criticism. I'm saying it as observations, just like with, this pandemic that we're going through. Some people, are very adamant about, certain measures, and other people are not. So, no, that's a bad comparison, because that's at odds with each other. Scratch that, bad comparison. It's just a different approach to things, which I find interesting, because they're using their expertise, of which I have none as a publisher or graphic designer. I'm an artist. I actually taught graphic design, um, but I think that we have different visions. One thing, for example, because they are experts at what they create, one thing that I can tell you that they did is they have a number here on each card, which I think is interesting. I guess that makes it easier for people to look for it in the guidebook. And I think it can add another symbolic meaning. If you pick Isis and it happens to be the number, I don't know, 23, you could look at, the meaning of those numbers. Or for people that really get into it, add 2 plus 3 is 5. What does that mean? So, but yeah, just a different. That was a horrible. Sergio always teases me that I have the worst metaphors, and I just proved him right. Unless I spell women like women, which is what was adopted by feminists to avoid the ending men. Oh, really? No. No, they're just doing it like regular. I didn't know that. Where have I been? Is that something recent, Esther? Thank you, Esther. I'm happy too, because, although this has been coming for a long time, things could always go wrong. So I'm glad that it's coming together. I can't wait to tell you which one is the goddess that's on the cover, but maybe I should leave that a surprise. Oh no, it won't be a surprise because it's on the marketing material. It's on the marketing material. And I'm not going to say anything. Okay, let me see if there's more messages. Oh, okay, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and pull the second card. So if we could note that time, Ruthie, please, and thank you. So for the second pile, we have Goddess Anguita with her snake medicine, magic, healer through herbs, all kind of herbs and flowers. And we start with transmutation of anger. For some healing, for sure, transmutation of anger, because it's, transmuting means it's changing it into something else, and we know that when we get something out, then that space gets to be filled in, and it gets to be filled in with all wonderful things that will bring wealth and prosperity. And you have a message to surrender and soothe. Or maybe this will soothe you, but there's a need to surrender. I always feel that when Yemaya shows up, there's a need for us to know that we need to let go, and that will be our soothing, which it's not always easy to let go. And it doesn't always mean let go of someone or something. It could just be let go of fear. Let go of whatever is happening at that moment. Before coming on today to do this, I've committed to do this, and every Sunday at 4, but I had not a great thing happen. Someone gave me a message that caused me some post-traumatic stress to come up from past events, and all this post-trauma happened, and I was really feeling into it and, and crying and thinking, how am I going to go on with this energy? And all of a sudden I just thought, wait a minute. This is all past trauma. Someone brought stuff up connected to these people, but it's done. It's not part of my life anymore. Just because someone speaks it into my life right now, it's not really part of it. So, so I just thought I just need to surrender into the now and just let go all that. Let go. And as a matter of fact, I think that when you do that, and I think doing this actually, the surrendering and also soothing myself, so doing things that bring me joy and bring me peace, I tell you what, this has been the most powerful tool to get me into being able to transmute anger. And in the transmutation of anger, I have had great prosperity, which is not just wealth and prosperity. This is not just, monetary wealth. This prosperity is, just having what you need when you need it. So the order is a little bit reversed from what I'm telling you, but that's sort of what I see, which actually would be the same. Oh no, yes, because that was the order, so switching that. Anyhow, the original order though is this. If you want to take the images and see them as they came and find your message. But I was sort of thinking the other, and let's see. I don't remember who chose. I know someone chose. And this is all about healing, of course. And it's magic, I swear. The surrender and soothe was and is absolute magic to transmute this energy. Okay, let's see. And we have the crown chakra with that, present with that. And let's see what jumps out with that. Where's my page? Sorry, it's taking, why can't I find it? Oh, I'll show you. Speaking of snakes, working with snake medicine. Here we go. Okay, so what jumps out is bliss and understanding. Bliss and understanding. So, I wonder if understanding that you are living in the now and, surrendering for the now, and bliss, soothing through bliss, soothing through finding what is bringing you joy and where your heart is leading. So that's it for that second pile. I hope it helped. Let me know if that helped. Who had the second pile? Because I think each one of you chose a different one. Right? And I tell you what, thank you, Ruthie, for, she's telling me the other day to, be consistent. Thank you, Ruthie. Because in the past, maybe today, I would not have, I would not have gotten myself, I would have used the excuse. And truth, though, I have to be kind to myself that things were really hard there for a while when I was trying to go and do this more often and be consistent. Things were not good, but I have no excuse now. I just need to surrender, soothe, and get on with my today. It helps you? Oh, awesome, Ruthie. Awesome. Well, you chose the snake. Oh, I'm so glad. All about healing. Yes. Um, what was I going to tell you? Oh, I know. We're working. I mean, this is Goddess Anguita, remember? So we're shedding. That's the main thing. And remember that, because I mean, remember that as in keep it in mind in your everyday. So remember that in every second of your day, that we are going through this shedding that I was telling you about, that through all the astrologers that I was consulting, and reading, not consulting, but reading and listening to, they said that we have a few more months of this, and so a few more months of this, you can, what that is and what it means to you. But during this time, we are supposed to be shedding our old skin, you know. So it's very present right now. And the next goddess that's coming out is a next step beyond the shedding. But that's not coming out until June 20th, that energy that we're going to be working with. So take advantage of this, because even if there's only 4 of us right here, whoever else comes to watch this, and whenever, it's always like a collective. And as Jesus even said, where 2 or more are gathered, there's energy. That's why it's so important to, sometimes when they do these massive meditations or prayer requests, even if you just do it really quick, because there's energy in that. So right now we're sharing in the energy of shedding those things that we are leaving behind, in order that we can, like a brand new skin, renewed, start, on this new world. And I wrote some things about that. Where's the word? Let's see. I can also show you. I know Esther likes to see my cartoons. So if I have to stay longer, I've been offered to go stay at out in the country, and so this is me thinking I might go. I could grow some vegetables, and also, let me see if I can show you. That was today. See, broken heart. It was not a good day today. Before I came on, before I latched onto the message of Yemaya, and using a little bit of Te Amo Marijuana, I am happy to announce that I am now a certified medical marijuana user. So I'm very happy about that. Oops, did I just give you a sneak peek of something that's coming in the future? Not that, but see, let me look for the notes I made on the snake. I think, well, if you did not read my blog yesterday, please go and read that, because I did talk about shedding there. I don't know where I wrote it here. So the main part of this whole thing, though, is that you're shedding to become more of who you already are. So it's just a matter of you living your truth, shedding all these things that are extras that maybe you did not understand or hadn't realized that they were extra things. So just let them go. And just like you might peel, if you've ever peeled from a sunburn, that sometimes you're peeling the skin and it just comes right off, and sometimes you peel it too soon and it's red and it hurts. So you got to let things, you got to surrender, you've got to soothe, we've got to let go, nice and slowly, so that this new us that's coming up is ready, just like the butterfly too, right? The chrysalis. Oh, welcome. Oh, thank you. Welcome to the club. Oh, with a certification. Yeah, I had a prescription from my doctor back in DC, but this is like a little bit more official. I can have up to 5 plants, and I can access the dispensary, which is more expensive than not, but still it's nice to have it as an option. Right. I got that. Thank you. So the doctor told me that I need to get a vaporizer, and I did have one once, and I just could not ever use it properly. I always felt like I was burning up all my little plant. But I hope to be able to find one that's easier to use. And since I'm going to be here for a while, and we are working with this herbal shamanic witch, Anguita. She's also a seer, by the way, fortune teller, so very good for energy for reading cards, actually, tarot, oracle, any kind of, seeing. She is that. There's someone outside telling their dog to look at mine. That distracted me, sorry. So, yeah, totally distracted me. So she's standing out there with her two, talking to their dogs and talking to Pasita. And poor Pasita just wants to jump out. Oh. Oh, I know what I was saying. Okay, so because I have the energy of Anguita, this herbal healer, and marijuana is such a beautiful healer, because it's an adaptogenic, so it meets you where you're at. So I'm going to try planting some seeds, and if I do end up staying here for much longer, I am going to probably move out to the countryside so I can have a little garden, because being in this apartment is tough. Is the seer herbalist? Yes, her name is Anguita. She is an Italian goddess. I sent you the email yesterday, Karen. Oh, but maybe this goddess wasn't in that email. Maybe you weren't getting my emails. Oh, the lady came back with her dog. Hold on. Ah, sí, perrita. Ah, esta está chiquita todavía. Sí, es rescatada, tiene 5 meses. Sí. Ciao. All right. See, people come and talk to me that walk by. So it fell off your mailing list somehow. Oh, yeah, you must have. Oh, I'm so sorry, Karen. So I will try to remember to send you a link, but if not, on the Olivos Art Studio website, olivosartstudio.com, if you put in, if you look, it's in the blog. I wrote about it, and you can see it's a new painting that came out. So I'm gonna find a page where I can write down her name. Well, I think I had her name written down here, but there it is. No, that's hard to read. So this is her name. So you can put that into olivosartstudio.com, and that's where I have more information about this goddess. But she is an Italian goddess. The interesting thing about this goddess is that she was so well loved that even after the Christians came into Rome and they got rid of all the goddesses, she was translated into a saint. Ruthie, remind me of the name of the saint, please. And even to today, they take the saint like an effigy, usually a wooden effigy, a sculpture of the saint, and they drape real snakes around the saint, and then they take it around town. So she is a snake charmer, a seer, her a healer through herbs primarily. Her main things were herbs and snakes, both of which she used to heal. And if you think about snakes, always go through medicine, always, always. San Domenico, thank you. Um, so snakes are still used, for medicine, as the symbol for medicine, right? Um, and she was a witch, of course, because she was a magician and healer. And, at times where being all these things was one and the same, like shaman, magician, healer, medicine woman, fortune teller, really seer, and probably a matrona. What is it called in English? Matrona. People the women who help other women give birth, like a medicine. All that wrapped into one. Is what a shaman is, really. Thank you, Karen. And she comes with her little companion. And the painting, I don't have the painting with me. So the original is back, and I didn't bring a print with me. So there's going to be a new goddess coming, two new goddesses coming out, for which I will not have samples to show you, except via, social media and internet, because I don't have those with me. And these new ones are for the second oracle deck that I will someday have. For now, we have the new deck coming soon. But anyway, so the main message, again, with this goddess Anguita in this time, which leads up to the next goddess that will come out, is shedding, and becoming who we already are, which is, sans, without all the crap that has, either some of it, which has been caused by our society, parents, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of it too, karmic stuff that it's time for it to be ending. So we're shedding karmic things, So again, here's the exercise of writing down all the things that you're shedding, as though this is the old skin of you, and this is you as new. And you write down all the things that you're keeping that are already there, but maybe some of them were covered up by this skin that needed to come off. Maybe they weren't shining so bright, right? And when that skin comes off, then you can shine more. But it's part of you, and you need the shedding to become who you really are. It's a beautiful, sacred, divine being that is aware of your sacredness and divinity, so that then you can go ahead and begin to move around in this new world, which for many, it's a new awakened world. For a lot of people, this had already started some time ago, but for some people, this is brand new. Adula, yes, thank you. And so shedding, and becoming who you are at the core, this remembering who you are. Okay, so let's go to the last one. So we will look at the time for this one. See if I can get that to stop moving. And so if you chose Spirit, which goes with the larger spirit and represents whatever it is, it's like a clear crystal, right? It is whatever you needed, you feel it to be, an ancestor, an abuelita, grandmother, spirit guide, alien, bringing you this information from maybe a parallel life of yours, reminding you that there are creative solutions. And this card speaks a lot about, the creativity that you have as a child, even. Very innocent, very creative, just letting yourself dream beyond your wildest dreams as a child will. Oh, and then you have wisdom and knowledge. So you've got some balance there. Balancing out this, child energy, very whimsical. This is very grounding energy. I'm even noticing today the colors, colors of metal, of silver, of stone, grounding with wisdom and knowledge. And then you have Bastet, guarding and protecting. So there's something that obviously that there's some kind of challenge or problem, and this is calling you to ease up, to be more whimsical with it, softer with it, have faith, hope in things unseen, or maybe things that are hard to believe in. There's fairy energy and there's angel energy here. Be open to solutions that are not, traditional. Maybe something nobody's ever heard of, nobody's ever done. I know Unag for me was essential in changing my life 5 years ago. Through all this energy. And now then you have, with this energy, then you have Athena telling you, yeah, this is your number one, because they're not in that order. Even though I did change the order for that one, I feel that this is really important that they're in this order. So this is your primary thing, but then you're reminded to, that you have a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and ground in that. Trust yourself. You are freaking solid as a rock, and you are being protected. I like that. Oh, and that's with spirit. That was with spirit. So I wonder if anybody, leave me messages too, even if you come for the replay, if any of this resonates. And let's see what chakra is working for this pile. Ooh, it's a solar chakra. Let's see what jumps out at me with that. Find my page again. Here we go. What jumps out for solar today is sense of purpose and autonomy. Sense of purpose and autonomy. Is that how you pronounce it? I believe so. Very, very pertinent. Oh, so great to know. So great to know. The solar chakra to me always too speaks of joy, but that might just be me, because Oshun to me, who is yellow, it's so much that energy. Now, understand that all the goddesses have different energies, and different people, you can see it in however it is that you feel it, the energy. And but yeah, for me, definitely, I feel joy from this as much as I feel protection from that. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I do feel a call for joy for this as well. Perhaps childhood joy, perhaps. Okay. All right. So that was that for the spirit pile. And let me know, like I said, let me know what you think. Let me know if that served you for anybody that comes back to look at this. And it does make sense. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm glad it makes sense. So what else? There were so many other things that I wanted to talk to you about. So I'm going to prepare something for the, hold on, let me get my schedule. I tell you, having, oh, you're welcome. Thank you, thank you. Lulu, hey Lulu. Your old name was Tallulah. Tallulah. Oh, welcome, Lulu. Did you just step in or were you here before? Look, my beautiful book that Ruthie gave me, which someday I want to create one like this with my goddesses. And I'm using it so much, and I put little tabs on it. But, you know, Ruthie, at least you know I'm loving it, but it's a mess. Look, I don't know how having a puppy and being in a tiny apartment can get messy. So, but I am still using it. Let me see what I wanted to talk to you about. See, this is all snake energy that we're working with in May. Shedding, shedding, shedding. Oh, I know. Okay, so the new moon is coming up on the 21st. So that is Thursday. So on Thursday, I will come on and we will do a new moon little thing. Probably a sigil is what we'll do. And then for the full moon, which is going to be June 5th, is going to be a full moon lunar eclipse. And we're still going to be working with Goddess Anguita, and I will be introducing you a little bit to the energy of the next goddess. I'm not telling you her name yet, but the next goddess will be released for the new moon in June, which I thought I would be in the US, but I'm not. I will be in Chile doing this. So those are the upcoming moons that we have. The Caminos. Karen, you've missed all my Caminos painting releases then, if you've not been receiving any of my emails. Oh, I'm sad. They're on the website though, and let me see. I did want to show Caminos 5 that came out yesterday, and we only have one left. I know, I love the Witch's Daybook too, and I will come back for the whole reading. Awesome. Yeah, we did some chit chat, and then the reading will have timestamps later. So, I will book them up right away. Wait, what do you think? You'll come back to the state? Wait, I need to put my glasses on. Yes, the Witch's Daybook. Ruthie, thanks so much. Ruthie and I had talked, I think, as long as 2 years ago, that I wanted to do a date book. So then she gave me this, which is pretty much the same thing that, look, there's the coronavirus. Pretty much the same thing that I wanted to create, you know? And, yeah, a little different. I want to do it a little different, but, you know, I like this because for one thing, I'd love to be able to have tabs on mine, or at least, you know, encourage people to have the tabs, maybe more space for Well, I think this is an excellent, so I don't want to say what I would do different as though this one is not good. It's an excellent date book and a great inspiration. Um, oh, thank you, Lulu. Oh, thank you, Karen. I'm going to show you right now. I'll show them to you in the order that they came out without showing you the last one. So these are meant to, these are going to also be cards for the second oracle deck. So as you know, the first oracle deck has the priestesses. I created these priestesses when I became a priestess myself, and these, the originals, which this one, someone purchased it. Not sure they want me to announce the name, but these were painted with sacred waters from Valle del Elqui here in Chile, which is where I did my water baptism as a priestess. And so these, as you know, in the deck, they are they have a meaning, but more than anything, they're supposed to be, so that you read the symbols without any attachment to any idea. Because when you see a mermaid, even if you don't know anything about goddesses, you have certain attachments to what a mermaid is. If you know nothing about, you see this and you think, oh, that's like a yellow person with long ears, and then you create your own, you know, attachments, but then you read that it's yellow Terra, and then you think, oh, okay, then it's an attachment to a religion, or something that already happened. You'd like to see the date book a little larger? I think so too. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, I don't know what you're laughing at, Esther. I'm sorry. I wish we could do it. They say Facebook is going to be like Zoom soon, so in our private book we can do that. Okay, so number one, again, these are going to be as the priestess, hopefully, in the second deck. So you see what you see in here. And these, by the way, are Spirit Guide and the Caminos paintings are all related. There is, let me see, number two. Wait, now I forgot which, okay. This was my number two painting. These are the prints, by the way. The originals are in the US. They are watercolor and oil on paper. That's number two. Then this was number three. So quite surrealist. And four. You see the face right there? And this is gold. It doesn't come through as gold on the camera, and of course in the original, the gold looks much, much better too. And then number five, which was shown yesterday. Thank you. Number five is this one. So again, you look at the images and you see what they say to you. And I wrote a little bit about each one on the blog at Olivos Art Studio. When I write about them, I don't read it, I don't edit, I don't really read it much afterwards. And today I read what I wrote yesterday, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So I mean, it is very much, I feel they are channeled messages meant for you, so, or meant for all of us, you know, at this time. And I think that they can be pretty powerful if you use them, you know, just use them as you see, as you intuit. I meant you can say I purchased. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes. Well, Esther, congratulations, because Esther has purchased the original. Woohoo! Yay! Of Healing Waters for her anniversary. So that is congratulations. How many years, Esther, of your wedded bliss? Marriages are hard work. They are commitments that that have really intense meanings of, you know, of sharing and growing together. And I think in society we talk about marriage in ways that that really don't serve us as it could, you know, as a partnership with without so many of the things that Hollywood. I mean, now I've been watching so much Netflix. I'm like, whoa, no wonder, you know, all these expectations. And in one way, I was never allowed to watch TV when I was little. In one way, that really hurt me because I felt I was so abnormal. Had I watched TV, I would have realized that that wasn't true. Whoa. But then at the same time, you know, on some shows, the bar is so high for both men and women, for marriage, for so many things. So congratulations on this brave commitment. You know, and to raise a family, a beautiful thing and not easy at all. So, and it'll be, I'm sure, an anniversary to remember. Hold on one second. Oye, ¿qué pasa, baby? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué viste? ¿Qué viste? ¿Qué viste? Ven. So Pasita, Pasita saw someone on one of the apartments, and she has started barking now. When she feels, I don't know, she started barking now. She wasn't barking too much, like what is it called? Protective, being a protectress. This one. She bought the original of the Healing Waters, the original watercolor, which Lulu, you have one. So you'll each have one. Because you bought one, right? Yes, congratulations. We will put the original Caminos for sale in 2 weeks. So first we're going to release the last one, and the Caminos are watercolor and oil, so they come actually on board, and they will be framed with wood, with a, you know, with a wood frame. Weedy. So yeah, what else? I think that's it. Does anybody want to share anything? Is there anything that you want to ask me? Like I said, I'll be preparing for the new moon ritual, and then which will be all based on the goddess Anguita. So we will definitely be working with some herbs, and maybe I'll wait for the new moon to, maybe I'm going to germinate my little marijuana seeds, and I will plant them on the new moon. That'll be nice. Tell me the date of your anniversary, Esther, please. And yeah, we'll see how we do everything moving forward with Sergio now that that I'll be here for a while. Oh, I think someone asked me. Did someone ask me? I have to look back. Someone asked me when I will be back. I don't know. I will want. Oh, hey Sandra. How to stay? I will. Will you ever teach an adult drawing class for doodles or journals? Teaching doodle, I don't think that I could teach doodles. 20 years on June 24th. Woohoo! Whoa, that's a long time. Congratulations. And thank you, Sandra, for the thumbs up. How do I stay motivated to create? For me, it's like breathing, Esther. I really don't have to motivate myself. I think only once in my life, when things were really, really bad, I did not paint for a year. But all the time I was drawing and I was doing other things. I just wasn't painting, which primarily what I am is a painter. But yeah, I don't have to motivate myself. I think it just kind of is part of me, you know, it's kind of like breathing. I just I can't take credit for it. And so therefore I can't, which is kind of like the doodles or abstract work. You know, when I do the doodles, I don't think, and I just sit down, I take my pen and I just do whatever comes, which actually it's the way that I work most of the time anyway. But it's really hard to teach doodles. Now, I have taught adult painting classes and watercolor classes too. But I think that what I would get the most joy out of teaching again is art journaling, you know, because again, it's a very intuitive thing. You can use all kinds of mediums like collage and stamping, and you can make really meaningful art and decorative art too. So that is definitely an option. Well, we've got to do our online kid classes this summer, and then I'll see about that. But you know, I think it would be really nice to do even some art journaling. You know, I could just do it here on YouTube, just do like an hour a week. We will be married 20 years on June 24th. Hey, to you. What is the name of the chakra dolls? You know, the original little one that has been around for eons. The original little one. Are you talking about my chakra ones or my chakra or chakra dolls? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me more, Sandra. April 23rd. Congratulations. Yes, I'm an artist. My dad was an artist and I was drawing before I could walk. And so before I was one, I was drawing. Congratulations to you both for having the courage to trust and go with spirit. Oh, thank you, Karen. Well, you've been, you know, a great inspiration, like so many other people, because you know, without patrons, not only can we not create because of the financial aspect of it, but really it's the, you know, the emotional aspect, because it is it's not a piece of cake to put your art out there. But at the same time, it's a huge need to share. I've talked about this so many times with a friend of mine who's a poet. And we've talked about, why is it that we need so much for people? Are we like egomaniacs? What is the need to share? What's the need? Why does he write and want to share his poetry and his short stories to be read and to be liked? What is this need to express ourselves? And I don't think that we've ever come up with any answers. And we met through a theater, Teatro de la Luna, theater group in DC that I love. They're like family. And with when we would sit there and we would talk, and we would talk about this theater group, how they, actors, it's the applause, are they egomaniacs? No, but that's their gift, and they're sharing their gift. And it's like, I say, it's like fuel. I don't think it's an ego thing, but it's definitely a weird need to create, as it's a weird need to share. Although there are some artists that never show their work and they create in obscurity, and I don't understand that, but like I said, I have no explanation. It's the same thing. Like, I go outside and I like to talk to people and I like to be friendly and smile at people. And I have a friend of mine who's like, I don't have the time. Why do you do that? I don't know. It's just who I am. I get joy when, the little man at the end of the street, talks to me about feeding pigeons. I find joy in sharing my art too. There's just no explanation. I don't even know how I went into it. Okay, let me read some more. Gifted us with all that comes through. Yeah, I'm when I paint, a lot of times I look at that, and I know that I'm just a vessel. There's some art that's more for me, but definitely there's a lot, and most of what I create that just kind of comes through, and I'm just like, whoa, okay. Not that it's easy. The doodles come through very easily. The doodles come through super quick. I feel like I have a bazillion million doodles inside of me, and all I need to do is, and they just kind of come out. And then I look at them, and there's so many that I've forgotten about. That's how I feel with Reiki. I don't get tired or depleted. It flows through my hands to the person. I love teaching it and giving sessions. Oh, you can still do Reiki long distance, right? Sharing your love and appreciation. Oh, thank you, Lulu. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you do long distance Reiki? I know doing the online classes is going to be interesting, especially with kids. I mean, I have kids as young as 6. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. But I think you could do Reiki long distance. You can see it's getting a little bit darker here in Chile. We are in autumn, although temperatures have been as high as 81 still. And winter really comes in June, and I don't like winter. Oh, I know, I interrupted myself, but way at the beginning of this video, where I was telling you that I haven't had a winter here since I was 12. I've been here in June, but not July and August. And then recently someone told me that August is really not that cold, or that August is more like the beginning of spring, so like March in the DC area, I guess. And so that means that I have already experienced 4 Junes, which I hated, but at least that means that I've been through it. I'm not gonna, and then July. So June and July that are cold. And so what they told me is that the weather here is like LA weather, damp, cold, foggy. That's what I mean, I remember what it's like. I remember, you touch your clothes, you don't know whether they're wet or they're cold, but the humidity's high. Houses don't have central heating, and it can get down into the 30s, and then it gets up to the 50s during the day. So LA weather's not bad. Let me see. Venus of Wildendorf. Yes, Aphrodite. Esther, and knowing you are helping others, this in return helps you as well. Very true. Distance healing is just as effective. I've been doing that. Oh yeah, I've done that too. Zentangles got me back into drawing. One page at a time, you get lost in it. Yes, I love Zentangles. I taught when I was teaching graphic design at the college. I I had one project which this is not a project you could really do with kids because it could be a great big mess. But it was, I would have them cover a whole page, like 18 by 20 inches, with Zentangles, but they had to use certain forms and shapes to put them inside of. And they had to come up with, I forget how many different designs of Zentangles. And they had to invent some. And these are all art students, all graphic, type of illustration and graphic design type students. They would come up with the most beautiful work. But you do need a lot of patience for that. I think Zentangle, that was started by a couple. So that name Zentangle is actually copyrighted. But I think it's so true because it is like a moving meditation. It's just the most beautiful moving meditation. And you can create beautiful things with it. Yeah, I love Zentangle. What was I going to say? Oh, speaking of meditation, I did do a little journeying with my drum yesterday. It was really powerful. I see we have 5 people here. Do you all feel like you want me to do that really quick, or maybe another time? Let me see what time it is. What time it is? 5:30. Oh, we've been here for a while. Okay, so maybe we will leave it for next time. But I did do a journey with a drum, and it was very powerful, and I'd like to do that with a group. You want me to do that right now? Does anybody else want to go on a little journey? You have to just sit down and close your eyes and just listen for a little bit. Anybody else? All right, let's do it then. We will do it. Let me see where I can put the phone. Okay, hold on one second. Oh, because I was holding it, and I'm going to put the phone down. And see if I can have you looking at the candle and Goddess. I swear I need a good phone holder. Let's see, I'm going to see if I can hold it up with my Himalayan sea salt. Bear with me. Okay. So I'm just going to ask you to sit back and close your eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes too. So, okay, Ruthie, come back for it then. Yeah, come back for it. So I'm going to close my eyes and I'll read comments in a little bit. Oh, sorry you have to go, Ruthie. We'll miss you. You're in my thoughts while I do this, and everybody else who will join this later, and everybody else who's here now. So there's a lot of your imagination here when you journey. And you have to just, whatever it is that you're seeing, you just have to trust it and go with it. Don't question yourself. This is where you trip up. So just trust as Yemaya, surrender, and allow this to soothe, to flow over you. And imagine yourself at the edge of a forest with all of us, your sisters, all lined up side to side. There's probably I see maybe 50 of us. We're standing side to side. Behind us is the ocean. Sorry about that. Behind us is the ocean, beautiful sand. In front of us is a forest and mountains. We're barefooted and feeling a warm breeze. And we hold hands. Hold your sister's hands. Brothers in there too, perhaps. We all hold hands and we begin to walk to the center, slowly forming a circle. We're getting closer and closer in. And once we're all holding hands in a circle, right in front of us, we see beautiful stone stairs that lead underground. And although it is underground, it is full of light underneath. We could see a light calling us down. Let go of the hands of whoever was sharing with you so far, and you begin to walk down. You see beautiful vegetation, flowers, all kinds of leaves, healing medicine of Pachamama, and at the bottom you see water. And you keep walking down. You're not worried about anybody or anything but yourself. As you walk to the bottom, you walk by the water. You know there are other people around, vegetation, there's other things and noises going around, but you're only worried about yourself. You know, all your brothers and sisters are there, each one with their own experience. And you look ahead and there is a sacred mother, a goddess waiting for you. You start to walk towards her, and she holds you in her arms, takes your hands in her hands, and she gives you a gift. You look at the gift, and you thank her. You express your love, your gratitude in whatever way you wish. You're so grateful. You give thanks and you say goodbye, and you begin to walk back. So grateful for this gift. inside with your gifts. And now you're back here in the here and now, but your gift is still with you in your heart. Amen and aho. How was that? I am sorry about Pasita. I hope she did not distract you all too much. My apologies. That must have been distracting, though, to have Pasita there. I don't know what happened. She was fine eating her thing and her chew hide thing. I am really sorry. Because I know how when you are trying to journey and then you have some kind of noise like that, it's hard. It's still hard. But I guess for our first one, I'll have to, tire her out somehow in the apartment. She's like, Ruby, they dating me. She felt it. Oh, Sandra, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, thank you. Yes, they do. They do. Well, she was maybe that is it too. She was when I was drumming and I was journeying yesterday, she did get kind of barky too. And then she loves the drum too, though, because it's a beautiful drum. And it's, real animal skin, so she can smell it. So anyway, I am going to go ahead and sign off of here. Does anybody have any other questions? Or you have 2 fur babies? Oh. So if not, I will see you here next Sunday at 4. And yeah, I really enjoy my time with you. I enjoy doing this so much more than doing the readings pre-recorded, because I really feel like I'm coming here to hang out with friends. So I like that. I like to hear from you and, and share with you. So I look forward to many more of these lives. All right. Have a beautiful evening, everybody. I forgot that I had bread in the oven. It smells good. I hope it's not burnt, but I don't think so. It smells good. All right. Love you all. Many, many blessings. Goddess blessings. Happy shedding. Oh, so much love to you. Love you. I hope you all receive